Good afternoon. How is everybody doing? It's 12. What is it? 12:38 on the West Coast. hmm And we're about to get into some gangster shit because the Proudfoots is still full of shit. I don't expect them to do nothing different. I don't know what's going on with that. Sorry, I'm eating. It's lunchtime. I don't expect them to do nothing different than what they've been doing. But there's a lot of people like looking at Katie, right? I'm looking at Katie too. I'm definitely looking at Katie. Katie, you made that phone call. You was the last one with Sebastian. You're the one that made that phone call to the devil. And I wouldn't even think that he was involved, but he got them bite marks and them scratches on his arm. He's involved. He made it there before Sebastian, wherever he made it to, because I don't think he made it to that house, but he made it to wherever the meetup was or whatever, because he's the one with the scratches and the bite marks. Not saying that Katie didn't do something first, but I just believe that he was still alive when they met Chris. Because Chris, you got the bite marks and stuff on you. So how you gonna not say that you didn't have nothing to do with it? And if you're over here trying to bully Steph into, if you don't work with us, you're never gonna find your son. They probably try to bully him like that. That's probably what they told him. Who knows what he said over there, but he said some shit. Chris thinks he's a gangster. But let's see how gangster he is when he gets to that Tennessee prison. Oh, wait. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a whole different story. And I know dudes in there that got cell phones, so I'm gonna be able to talk to them and see how Chris Crawford is doing. Mm-hmm. So listen to this. Okay, so Katie, whatever happened that night after the row house, right? Because if in my mind, and see if Chris didn't have them scratches and them and those bite marks, maybe I would have thought that 3 hour phone call was just to tell him I did something. No, that some of that phone call was like, meet up. We gotta meet up. It's going down. We have to meet up. And you guys, and I keep saying this, go that Yogi Bear campground that they sitting at. There's something going down in that area or past that area. There's something over there in that area because why would they sit there so long? You just gonna live there at the Yogi Bear campground? Like I don't know if you can just live there. I mean, I guess you pay your rent every day. You can just live at the campground. Like, why don't I just go buy an RV and just live at the campground? That's probably cheaper than my mortgage every month. Let's see, it's not adding up what they're talking about. This is not adding up. First of all, let me point out some of the strange things that I think that I think that's strange about them having an autistic son, and then they have a Katie has a stepdaughter that lives in New Mexico, right? Some of the strangest things, and I said this in the last couple of my videos because I have an autistic son too. He's 16, and he just turned 16 in February. So you know, A lot of the stuff that they're saying about Sebastian, like you sound like you're describing my son when he was like 3 years old. Like, no, that shit doesn't happen. You don't put a 15-year-old in a pull up, none of that stuff, right? So this is my thing. You live in a $600,000 house, and you're telling people that you got a used mattress for face bed. You went and bought a used mattress for face bed. That's your daughter. Like you live in a $600,000 house. You got how much was your RV? I know you got a motorcycle, and you go buy I'm not even gonna buy a used mattress. No, no, I'm not buying because they're so cheap. Like you can get a used mat. I mean, you can get a brand new mattress for $250, like the good ones. So why does Faith have a why does she have a used mattress on her bed? Why does Sebastian only have three pair of shoes? Why is Sebastian only 100 pounds and he's 15? Why does he only weigh a why does he weigh a little bit over 100 pounds? Like why? Because like she said, teenagers like to eat snacks. We went to get snacks. You might have went and got snacks, but Sebastian wasn't eating none of them snacks. He had to sneak off them snacks if he wanted those snacks. They was keeping food from him, you guys. Because if you look at his picture, he's underweight for a 15-year-old. My 15-year-old, I mean my 16-year-old autistic kid, he's in the 11th grade. He weighs like 160. 160 easy. They were starving him, y'all. You guys, they were starving him. He was hungry. He was hungry. And you're treating him like he's just some type of slave or something. You got him doing chores that we would never have our autistic kids doing. Like there's only two me and my autistic kid. His name is Kamari. There's only two of us at home. There's not that many dishes. Like I don't need him washing dishes. I don't need him cooking either. I don't let him cook. But he has. I bought him a flat plate where he can make his little stuff on there, and he does good. But Katie and Chris, listen. Whatever Chris said to Seth the other day when he had him hemmed up in his own truck, that would have never happened to me. But he might have said, but he might have told Seth something about Sebastian. He might have said something about, he might have threatened him that he'll never see his son again. Who knows what he was talking about? He might have said that, and that's when Seth was like, fuck off. But Katie knows, Chris knows. These are only my opinions. I'm just going off of my top of my head. These are not facts. Do your own research. This is just what I'm saying because I have a 16-year-old autistic kid, and there's nothing like that going on in our house. And I know Katie and Sebastian spent a lot of time together by themselves because Chris he didn't want to come home because he out doing what he doing. He's doing him. So why should he come home? He probably can call escorts at all times of the night. Why would he come home? Then he got to deal with Katie and Sebastian. He don't like Sebastian, and it sounds like he didn't like Katie that much. So why would he spend most of the time out there in Memphis if he don't have a side piece or something? He got something going on out there. But if he told Katie, like, I'm not coming back until you deal with that problem, And when she took Sebastian on that fun day, that's when she called Chris up and was like, "We getting ready to deal with this problem. We, not me, but we. You got to make sure they both involved, because if anything go down, they're gonna be pointing fingers at each other." But see, Chris already got the bite marks and the scratches, so we know that he's seen Sebastian. Sebastian fought back. He's seen him and he put him wherever he's at. So he's involved. But listen, if Chris is out watching these YouTube channels and listening to what people are saying, he's starting to get paranoid. hmm Chris is starting to get paranoid. Because we see this all the time, Chris, like we know. We see different cases all the time. I mean, this shit is happening. I don't even know how many times a day. I can't even count on my finger how many times and how many cases that this is happening every day. And you're going to prison. There's nothing that you can do to not go to prison. You're going to prison. But what you can do is come forward before Katie comes forward, and maybe you can take some kind of deal. Because we all know that she called you. She called you. You guys wasn't on no phone for no 3 hours. You guys might have been on the phone for 45 minutes and you set the phones down to make it look like you was in one place and he was in another. You're not stupid, Katie. Chris came running, and you wanted him to come running because Chris was off doing his own thing. He wasn't coming home. He wasn't even coming home on the weekends when he was off. You know, he was out doing him. He had a little side piece, 1, 2, 3, 4. We know how men are. If they're not at home that long, please believe they're somewhere doing something that they need to do. So Katie was probably tired of that. But Chris was like, "I'm not coming home until you deal with that problem. I don't want to come back." For what? So Katie, you was at home with Sebastian. It was just you and Sebastian. You making a problem every day so you can call Chris so you can see what's going on with Chris. Actually, she was seeing what Chris was doing. She was trying to figure out what he was doing. So she would call about Sebastian. "No, Sebastian is doing this. I can't handle it." And Chris is like, "I don't give a fuck. Bitch, that's not my son. Call his motherfucking daddy. I'm not his motherfucking daddy. And I'm not coming back until you deal with that problem. You get rid of that problem." And the whole time, Chris probably got his side piece laid up against him in the RV, kicked back with his feet up. Like, man, fuck that bitch. So Katie is feeling the pressure. She's feeling the pressure because she wants to be with her husband. She loves her husband so much. She want to be with him more than she wants to take care of Sebastian. And she loves Sebastian. She don't love Sebastian. So after that row house, after they ate at the row house, listen, but the whole time that Sebastian was having fun that day, Katie was making him think that, "Oh, this is a good day. Yeah, you gonna go home, you're gonna play the game, you can get you some more snacks or whatever." No, that wasn't the case. Katie knew. She kept looking at her clock. She like, "This gonna be over with by 10 o'clock. He's gonna be out of here. He gonna be gone. And I'm gonna get to be with my husband." Ain't that crazy? I'm gonna get to go be with my husband. I'm gonna get to go be in the RV with him. I'm about to go kick back. We get to parlay and do what we want to do, what time we want to do it, when we want to do it, how we want to do it. There's no Sebastian. We don't got to worry about Sebastian. But bitch, why you didn't give Seth full custody of Sebastian and then just say, hey, I don't want him on the weekend. You can just keep him. Because there was something else going on in that house. It was something that Sebastian knew, or something that happened to Sebastian that happened in that house. And he was going to tell it. But see, kids are real smart. They'll autistic or not. Sebastian wasn't getting ready to tell Seth what was going on while he was visiting. He was waiting until he moved all the way in. Because that's what I would have did. I would have waited until I moved all the way in and then, here, let me lay it on your pops. Let me run it down to you. And they know they was going to be in trouble. Chris wasn't going to be able to get Faith, and then, they would have had some other charges on their ass, but they should have just stuck with that. They should have just dealt with whatever was going on and um let Sebastian tell what he knew, because this is way worse. This is way worse than whatever it was Sebastian was gonna tell. But you probably could have got 5 years. No, but now, bitch, you're finna be in jail forever. You and Chris are gonna be in jail forever. And if Chris is trying to bully Seth and tell him like, hey, look, if you want to see your son again, you better stop what you're doing. Because the way he was standing over standing over Seth on that truck, sound like he was standing on some business, and he wasn't playing. But see, Seth is looking for his child, so he's like, well, shit. If I want to see my son, I'm gonna do whatever it takes. But Steph, I hope you was wired for sound. I hope the police wired you, because when he came up to that truck, that should have been recorded. I bet you that was a good conversation. That shit should have been recorded. Man, I hope that was recorded, because we already know this then turned into a criminal investigation. So the police could have went to Steph a long time ago and was like, "Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? Wear this wire just in case these Proudfoots approach you, with some type of situation where you could find your son, because we got evidence, but we need some more. We need some more evidence." So I hope he was wired up for sound, because it's going to be going down. You guys can bet it's going to be going down pretty soon. Because it's okay. Steph was like, fuck off. Remember that? It's like, fuck off. Fuck all you guys. Fuck all you hoes. Everything else, right? We're working together. Now he's saying that he can't get in contact with Katie. Katie don't want to talk to him. You know why Katie don't want to talk to him? Because she knows where Sebastian is at. She knows where Sebastian is at. And he is out there past that Yogi Bear campground. And they know that everybody is getting close. Because I know people are searching out there. I know they're already searching. They're out there searching. They're gonna find Sebastian. That's why Chris is like, he getting paranoid. Like, hey, we gotta say something. Chris, maybe you need to go step up and say something first, because you might get the deal. You might be the one to get the deal, even though you got them scratches and shit on your arm and them bite marks. They might give you a deal, because we know Katie was the mastermind. Katie's the mastermind. hmm There's no doubt about it. Because she want to run off and go see what Chris is doing. That's what she want to do. She want to lay up with Chris all day and see what he's doing. Now nobody's working. Where your money coming from? Where you guys' money coming from? If you didn't have to work, because they don't really make that much money. You live in a $600,000 house. Let me tell you, if I lived in a, well, you know what? Let me tell you. Let me see my house. I'm on the West Coast, so my house is probably worth about 500. But see, the pay is different out here. So we make more money out here because, this is the West Coast and there's a lot going on. That's the South. They're not gonna make as much money as we do. But I don't know how much their mortgage is, but still 600,000, 600,000. You live in a $600,000 house, you got big RVs, you got motorcycles, but your son only got 3 pair of shoes. So evidently what you really cared about was not Sebastian. If he only has 3 pair of shoes, you got a $600,000 house, and no friends, no internet, no nothing. And you guys are not letting him eat. I'm telling you, you guys, they were starving him because that boy is 15 years old and he weighed 100 pounds. There's no way. And she tried to point out, oh, well, we got snacks because that's what, teenagers like. They like snacks. Yeah, they do like fucking snacks and they like everything else. They'll eat up everything in your damn refrigerator. And you wasn't letting him eat. You wasn't letting Sebastian eat. He would have weighed more than that. Yeah, if he was letting them eat the way he wanted to eat, because it don't matter. Any teenagers, they like to eat. They like to play their games and they like to damn eat. So let me tell you guys something. Katie is getting ready to break. She's getting ready to break because you see how her and Chris is traveling in 2 cars. She traveling in her car. He traveling in his car. They in there arguing. They in that camper arguing. They're stressed out. They're listening to YouTubers. Like, you guys keep going. Keep talking shit. Keep telling them that the police is coming. They're getting more paranoid. And every time they hear a siren, they're paranoid. So I feel like this story is getting ready to it's getting ready to it's getting ready to break. Katie's getting ready to Chris is trying to get Katie to say she did it. She did all of it. But Chris, you got scratches and bites on your arm, bite marks. You can't say that you didn't do anything. So you can't just say Katie did everything, but Katie did most of it. Only thing was when Katie brought him to you, he was still alive. You guys probably thought he was dead. He was asleep. And then when you try to get him out the truck, he was alive. And that's when he started fighting because he knew y'all was up to no good. He knew. Now tell me Sebastian wasn't smart. When he woke up out of sleep, he see these 2 monsters. He just started fighting and scratching and biting. That boy was smart. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing. It was dark. They had him somewhere way out in the wilderness, and he knew what time it was. Don't let them let you think that these kids is not fucking smart. They know what time it is. They know what's going on. If their neighbor remember when Katie was like, he's not a runner. He doesn't run away. Okay, well if he doesn't run away, why your neighbor say he was hiding under his car one day? They found Sebastian in their yard. So if he's not a runner, what was he running from? He was running from you 2 monsters. I'm not trying to blame Seth for shit. If Sebastian would have came home and said, hey, look here, I don't want to go back over there. There's some shit going on. I don't want to go back over there. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm not going back. If he was my kid, he would be in here right now because I wasn't letting him go back. And I'm not blaming Seth, but I am blaming you too, Seth. It's all you guys' fault because none of you guys protected Sebastian. And now we're all upset about where Sebastian is at. We can't find him. And Seth is just like, fuck off. No. Tell us what's going on, Seth. Tell us what he said. Because we're going to have your back. Tell us what Chris said to you. Because we're going to have your back. They're not going to have your back. You see, Katie ain't answering the phone. She's not with all that trio stuff. Mm-mm. She like, I'm not ready to talk. I'm not going to jail right now. But how can you live your best life when your son is missing? I mean, you're still not going to be living your best life because guess what? You're going to be looking over your shoulder every day. So give it a week. Give it 2 weeks. Katie's going to give it up. It's going to come out that she did something. And she called Chris and then he did something. And then they both did something. You can best believe they can't move the body no more. They done moved it about 2 or 3 times. They can't move it no more because the police is watching. If they could go out there and get it, they would. They can't they can't move it no more, and they know that everybody is closing in on because people are talking. Seth thinks that nobody's seen him. Somebody's seen you. Somebody know where you was at. Somebody know what happened. And somebody is always watching. You know that little dirt road that you went down and you thought nobody saw you? Somebody saw you. That little dirt road that you went down to get underneath that bridge where you hit them at? They know where he's at. People are talking. Seth, you're gonna get caught. Is he under the Frisco Bridge? Is he under the other bridge that's not that far from there? He's under one of them bridges. Seth tried to put him down in some type of water drain or something. See, I'm a little intuitive, but I don't really use I don't use it like other people use it. I just am intuitive. That's all. I don't play around with it. Only when my daughter asks me, questions and stuff, I might do it with her. But I'm a little intuitive. And I know that Chris and Katie is getting more paranoid and more paranoid every day. So Chris is thinking of a master plan. Katie, you're gonna have to tell them that you did this. No, but Chris, you was there too because you got the bite marks. You got the scratches to prove it. So Sebastian was fighting. You can believe that. He's not as crazy as they make him seem. God, I wish that you can see high functioning autistic kids. Some of them you don't even know that they're autistic. Their teachers know, their friends don't. Their friends fucking don't know. Mine has he got friends. Sometimes he got a girlfriend, sometimes he don't. He does regular shit. He goes to the prom, he goes to all the dances, he does all that shit. He plays sports. But you wouldn't know he was autistic until I told you he was autistic. I know he's autistic because I live with his ass, so I know. So Katie is gonna break you guys. She's gonna break. Chris is trying to get her to say she did all of it, but you can't say that because you got evidence on it, and we all got that evidence. So you can't just blame it all on her, even though I'm sure she was the mastermind because she trying to get to you. And I don't know what mother in their right damn mind want to be with their husband more than their child. You at home in your $600,000 house with your child. Chris ain't there. Oh man, it's a good life. Why you couldn't sit your ass down somewhere, Katie, and deal with your son? You couldn't deal with your child. You picked your husband over your child. That's what's gonna get you that death penalty right there, because you planned it. Because in your mind, you had to get rid of Sebastian so you can go be with Chris. Because Chris was out fucking up. He ain't coming home. He gone to Memphis for a month, 2 months in a row. He probably ain't came home in a month and a half. He not worried about you. And you was trying to get to Memphis with Chris. So now you ain't working no more. Chris ain't working. It's a whole vibe for y'all, huh? It's a whole vibe till you hear those sirens. Then you start shutting down. Yeah, it scared the shit out you, don't it? It scared the shit out you when you hear them sirens. You think they coming. That's how you gonna have to live until they find Sebastian. So you might as well come out with it. Because Chris gonna tell on you if you don't. Chris is gonna spill the beans. Because at some point, you thought Sebastian was gone. So when you hooked up with Chris, he in the truck. You guys done transported him over. You done put him in hit Chris's truck from your car, and you guys thinking he gone, but he woke up. He woke up, and that's where Chris got the bite and the scratch marks that match up to Sebastian's teeth. Oh, don't worry, the TBI and the FBI got it. They match up perfectly, so they're coming, Chris and Katie. So you might as well leave Steph alone. There's no trio. Steph already said he can't contact Katie, so uh there's no trio here. Nope, you're gonna get caught. Just like Trezelle and Jackie, just like the rest of them, you're gonna be caught. So live your best life, live it out. Drink, do what you're gonna do. Maybe try to make another baby. I don't know what you guys are doing over there, but it don't have nothing to do with Sebastian, huh? You ain't trying to find him. You ain't trying to look for him because you know where he's at. You know exactly where he's at, Katie. And you're the mother. You're the mother. You carried him for 9 months. You mothered him for 15 years. And how could you let your husband, his narcissist ass, talk you into getting rid of your child for him so he can get faith? He ain't getting faith now. That's over with. Chris don't have no life no more. You guys don't have a life. Everybody's watching you. There's no more, oh, we got to go move the body because the police is watching you too. And they're listening. And you guys are in there arguing. You're not getting along. Because you're driving different cars. I already know you're not getting along. You're arguing about what's getting ready to happen. Maybe Chris is trying to get you to turn your fucking self in. Because maybe it won't be so bad if you turn yourself in. But guess what? If you turn yourself in, it's going to be as bad as it was when you first did whatever you did. They don't care. You don't get no brownie points for turning yourself in. You really don't. So stay in your RV, stay paranoid, get your little biker gang together. Have your little thing for Sebastian, whatever you're gonna do, because you know where he is. You might as well call in that tip, because the first person who talks, that's who's gonna get the deal. That's who's gonna get the deal. Whoever talks first. Chris might talk first, because I don't see him wanting to go to the penitentiary in Tennessee for the rest of his life. He might talk first. And you guys are not together. You guys are in different cars. Shit, Chris might stop at the police station and be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to jail for the rest of my life for this bitch. Katie, he really don't need you. He got his mama's a millionaire, ain't she? She's selling $1 million houses all the time. She got money. He really don't need you. And maybe he won't have to spend the rest of his life in prison if he tells on you. Because you're the one who created all this. You didn't have to go with what he was talking about. Oh, I'm not coming back because I don't want to deal with Sebastian. Oh well, that's my son. You don't want to deal with my son? Well, you stay out there where you at, and I'm gonna stay out here where I'm at, and I'm gonna raise my son. I'm gonna continue to do it. But no, you chose the other way out, which is the ultimate crime. Who commits the ultimate crime for their husband? Who does that on their child? Katie, you are the worst of the worst. We're all gonna look at you like you're the monster. Everybody. We're all gonna look at you like you're the monster. Yes, we are. And wait until you get into that prison system where they don't like people killing kids. Oh shit. They're gonna give it to you. You think you hard as fuck now? You got that what the little karate under your belt. You gonna need to use it out in that prison because they gonna get your ass. You know how many people it is out here that want kids and can't have them and can't get them. Good people, good families. You could have gave them the Seth and dealt with the consequences, but you chose to do the ultimate crime. And you know who's watching? God is watching everything. And you guys are out there in the Bible Belt. The Bible Belt. Tennessee is a Bible Belt. Everybody go to church. Everybody. So you know God is looking at you and wondering why. Why would you do that? I blessed you with an amazing child, with a good child. You might have been different because sometimes God makes us different so he can figure out who we are when he comes to get us. Sometimes he makes us different, but there's nothing wrong with being different. That's the blessing. The blessing in the child is being different. But you tried to make him something that he wasn't. And that's where you made the mistake at. Trying to make Sebastian something that he wasn't. And I know for a fact, because my boy is 16 and he's autistic and he's high functioning. And yeah, every day is not the greatest day in the world, but we deal with stuff over here. And I have to think in my mind, that his mind don't think like my mind is thinking. And yeah, mine is a spoiled brat. He get everything he want, and he got way more than 3 pair of shoes, and he's 16. I think that I don't talk about that forever because I just don't believe that a 15-year-old child should only have 3 pair of shoes, and you live in a $600,000 house. He don't have no iPhone. He don't got no way to contact nobody. He can't have no friends. Like what? This is their teenage years. Shit, they have friends. They want to talk to people. They be on their game system. I mean, there's people on there that they talk to. Um, yeah, mine is on there with his headset on, talking to people and stuff. But he damn sure ain't finna meet up with nobody. He might be on there playing a game because guess what? His nest is comfortable. Yeah, he's not leaving here, not on his own. I told you, I asked him last night. I gave him a scenario. Hey, son, if you was gonna leave, if you was gonna run away, would you run away in the nighttime with no shoes on, no backpack, no earbuds, no iPhone? Would you do that in the middle of the night, or would you rather run away in the daytime with your backpack, with your shoes, with all your shit, you know, with some snacks? Would you do it in the daytime? You know what he said? I'm not running away. But I had to tell him, no, this is, I know you ain't running away. But I had to tell him, just tell me what you would do if that situation came up. If I was a bad parent, like, and you was frustrated, what would you do? Middle of the night or the daytime? He said daytime, and then made me, assured me, I'm not running away. Yeah, he don't, I mean, we got issues over here too. Ain't nobody perfect. You know, I yell at him for shit, but I don't abuse him. He's not no abused child. I might tell him something and I might tell him and might have to tell him for 4 days in a row and he still hasn't done it. And then when I start yelling, then maybe he might, it'd be like, okay, she's not playing. I'm gonna clean up a little bit or I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Yeah. They just need a little bit more. They just need a little extra, little push to do certain things. But I don't know why God gave you a gift, a child with a gift. Because these kids have gifts, like they have these special gifts, like they're smart. I can't even emphasize how smart they are. I can't even put that, I gotta keep saying that because they're fucking smart. Shit. Nobody's leaving out no damn house with no shoes on in the middle of the night. You carried him out. You carried him wherever you carried him to. You had him in that car. Then you met somebody. You handed him off. He was still alive because I'm going to say this 1,000 times. Chris got bite marks on his arm and he got scratches. So you handed him off to either Chris or some of that crazy family that he got. And they went and met Chris because Chris gets on the interview and he has short sleeves on, like it's cool. Like he don't got the bite marks and the scratches on him. Talking about the dogs did that. Hell no. Them dogs haven't did that. Hell no. Your dogs wouldn't even be alive no more. Chris would have killed them dogs. Them damn dogs bit him and scratched him like that. Hell no. But you wanted to be selfish and you wanted to go be with your husband because your husband was messing around with a bunch of other women. You wanted to go be able to run the streets. You could have just gave him to his dad and was like, I'm washing my hands. I don't want him back on the weekends. Just keep him. You could have just did that, but you didn't want to do that. You didn't want nothing to do with Sebastian at all, so you just got rid of him. So now since you did the ultimate crime, now you gotta pay the ultimate price. And remember, you guys, what Chris said, and remember this when they get to court. The crime has to fit the punishment. The punishment has to fit the crime. Is that how he said it? The punishment has to fit the crime. That's how he said it. The punishment has to fit the crime. That's what the judge is going to repeat to both of you guys when you in that Tennessee courtroom. Or Sebastian might be cross state lines in Mississippi. Ooh, you don't want to go to jail in Mississippi. You don't want to go to prison in Mississippi either. Have you even thought about what's getting ready to happen to you in the prison system? Or you just was a narcissist and you didn't even think about these prison systems out here and what it could be like in prison. Katie, you didn't think about that, but see, Chris is thinking about that now. So Chris may turn you in. He might go tell it. His mama might be like, you know what, you better go tell. You know what I'm saying? I got your back. You know, they got money behind them. So I don't know what kind of money your family got, but Chris and them got some money. So he may be able to make about a $2-3 million bail. You're not gonna be able to make that. I don't think that they're gonna care about you, Katie, because you're the one that made the plan. You're the mom. You're the one that masterminded this. You're the one that got tired of your child, and you are the one that's gonna be punished the most because that was your child. You chose to turn on your child. You chose not to keep him safe. You chose to have him around a monster, even though you was a monster too. You chose to do that. And it's crazy because you and Sebastian was at home by yourself. Chris was never there. So I mean shit, you had the house to yourself. You couldn't deal with your child yourself. You couldn't get somebody to watch Sebastian while you went down and seen Chris and visited him. Like you couldn't get somebody to watch him while you can have Seth come pick him up on the weekend and then you could have went down there and see what was cracking with Chris because Chris had it cracking. He got he got the big RV, he got the big nice new truck. You know, women is like, oh yeah, what's your name, baby? Yeah, you know he had bitches over there, and that's what you was worried about. But guess what? You're not gonna never ever see Chris again in your life. So was it worth it? You're not gonna never see him ever after you get arrested. You ain't gonna never see him again or talk to him because you guys ain't gonna be able to conversate. Won't be no three-way calls or none of that because they're gonna be listening. So, Katie, this is on you. This is gonna fall on you. Chris is getting ready to. Chris might be getting ready to crack. He might get ready. He might be getting ready to be like, "Fuck this. This bitch called me. This bitch did this, and this. She set the phone down. This is what we did, and tell the whole story about what happened." You better start thinking straight, cause whoever runs in that police station first is gonna get the deal. Because you can go turn on him and tell and say that he's the one. He was alive when I brought him to him. Chris is the one that got rid of him. I just said give him a punishment. I didn't say kill him. I mean you can find a story to tell. I'm not saying they're gonna believe you, but you can figure out something to tell them. You can be the first one in that police station. You better get your ass up and go into that police station because I believe Chris is going into that police station first. His mama is probably on his line. Like, you better get your ass in there and tell what she did. Because if you don't, you're not gonna get the deal. You're going away forever. So whoever runs, we see this all the time. You think that all these YouTubers out here in the YouTube streets ain't seen this shit before? We see this shit all the time. You ain't the first one, Katie. And ain't gonna be the last one to kill their son. You ain't gonna be the last one. This shit is happening every day. But you better get to the police station before Chris does. Cause look like Chris was threatening your baby daddy the other day, telling him if you want to see if you want to ever find Sebastian, you better you better call all this shit off and let's work together. But see, Steph said that he tried to call you and you ain't answering. That's a red flag. They're gonna find Sebastian. Katie, you need to get in mommy mode. Even though you did some fucked up shit, you better find it in your heart to ask God for forgiveness and to go tell the truth about what happened to your child because that's the right thing to do. Because you're not gonna get no forgiveness and no and give everybody closure. Because we're not going anywhere. We're not getting ready to go nowhere. This is not going silent. We're not gonna be quiet. We want to know where Sebastian is at. So Katie, you need to get your ass up out of that RV and drive your ass to the nearest police station and get to running your mouth. Because if you don't run your mouth, guess what? Chris is gonna run his mouth. And I know y'all in that RV arguing. There's no way you guys ain't arguing because you wasn't even together the other day. You was driving your car, he was driving his. He going up to meet Steph, trying to bully Steph, trying to tell Steph if you want to see your son again, you better we better all stick together. But yeah, that sticking together didn't even last 5 minutes because you ain't answering your phone because you ain't ready yet. You better get ready because they're coming. The police is coming, whether you're gonna tell or not. The police is coming because we're not letting this go. I sent the TPI some pictures, and guess what? They sent me a message back and said we got it. Thank you. You're going to prison. These YouTube streets ain't no joke. These people can put together a bunch of shit. And don't think that the YouTubers ain't solved a bunch of crimes before. Shit. Your ass is going to prison. You need to get up out that RV and go to the nearest police station. Because there's no way that you didn't have no cameras in your house. You got cameras on your RV, but you don't got cameras in your house. I don't believe that. I believe you guys was watching Sebastian. At least you were. You were watching Sebastian when you was at your boyfriend's house, the neighbor's house, and you was watching him stealing cookies, and that's when you said, "Well, he steals food out the kitchen." Yeah, they stealing food. He's stealing food because he's hungry, because you're not feeding him. You guys were starving him. How you gonna starve a 15-year-old kid, autism or not? They want to eat. Talking about you went to go get snacks. You ain't got no snacks. If you went to get snacks, they wasn't for Sebastian. You probably was buying snacks for yourself. He likes to eat snacks. He's a teenager. Shit, they like to eat more than that. And then you got him going to the bowling alley, then out to eat. He's on this little fun day. And the whole time you was sitting there, you knew this was going to be his last day on earth. Now that's a monster. You a savage for that. You was sitting there thinking like, yep, he don't even know. This is going to be it for him. And that's fucked up. You a cold monster. Your own child that you carried for 9 months and you had him for 15 years. And then you decided to do the ultimate crime. That's a monster. We all finna be looking at you like you a monster. You are a monster. And then you call Chris up. I need your help. But see, you didn't know Sebastian was still alive. You thought he was dead. He was just passed out. So by the time Chris got him, he woke up and started to fight. And they got them teeth marks in his arm and them scratches. We know where all that shit came from. That came from Sebastian. He's trying to tell us all what happened. So if I was you, but I would never be you, because I would never do no shit like that. Katie, you a monster. So is your husband. Get to the nearest police station and do the right thing. I'm talking to you as a mother. of an autistic child to another mother of an autistic child. Sebastian wasn't that bad. He wasn't. You made him out to seem like he was a bad kid. He wasn't a bad kid. He just needed a little help, a little push from you, but you chose to put him in a pull-up, degrade him, made him feel like he wasn't shit, had him working around the house like he was a slave. Yeah, we're all gonna find out about that because see, when they find Sebastian, see, because you guys probably put him somewhere where his body is gonna be preserved because you hit him real good, right? So his body's gonna be preserved. So when they find him, we're gonna all be able to see what you did to him, and we're really gonna be looking at you like you're a savage. So you better figure this out, Katie, because the time is ticking. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. The police are coming. Any second the police is gonna be at your RV door. You got cameras on your RV, but you don't got cameras in your house. I don't believe you. You better protect the RV than to protect the sun, huh? Well, I guess that's your mentality. So, get down to the nearest police station, Katie, because your husband's gonna tell it. Because I don't think he want to be locked up with the people that I know in the Tennessee penitentiary. And he prejudiced too. This not gonna work out. This not gonna work out in his favor. I promise you, it's not gonna work out in his favor. Because I know a lot of people in that Tennessee penitentiary system. And there's a couple of different prisons over there. I know a couple people in a couple different prisons. So, and it's not a cakewalk. You can believe that. So you need to figure it out, Katie. What you gonna do? You gonna go down to the police station, or you gonna sit in that RV thinking about what you gonna do? You better get your ass up. It's time now. You letting all this time pass, and you think that we don't know what's going on? The police know what's going on. We know what's going on. Get up, Katie. Get out to the police station. I'm gonna check back in probably in the morning to see if you got your ass up and went to that police station. Because if you don't get there before Chris get there, it's a wrap. You looking at the death penalty. You looking at that death penalty because this could be capital murder because you planned it and you was the last one with Sebastian. So it's gonna be all your fault. Chris could say anything. He could make up any damn thing because we probably ain't gonna never know the real truth. But Chris can make up any fucking thing. He gonna make you look like you worse than you are. So you better get your ass up and get out there to that police station and stop hiding in that Yogi Bear campground. I never seen nobody move into a campground and their child is missing. What a horrible mother you are. You're horrible. All the mothers out here that's doing all everything they can do for their kids right now, and we're all, you know, living check to check and trying to feed our kids and do all this stuff for our kids so they can have stuff, and you out here committing the ultimate crime, getting rid of yours when you could have gave them to anybody. But that's all I have. That's all I have, and I hope you're listening. I made sure I put Sebastian Rogers. I think I put his whole name on this one. I hope you click on it because you need to hear that. That's all I have for today. I'm gonna check back in tomorrow, see if you went down to that police station. Katie, do the right thing. Turn yourself in. Be a godly woman. You live in a Bible Belt state. I know you believe in God. Do the right thing, Katie. before Chris does. I'll be back when? Let's see. No, I'll be back tonight. I'll be back tonight. I'm gonna be checking in. I'm gonna check in with you, Katie, and see what's going on. See you after 10 o'clock, West Coast time. Peace.